going to be Chips' favorite edition because Teresa's back. Chips, Chips. Before you can even mention the name of the episode, the name of the show, they know the show. They will see the caption. I know.
In second.
Oh my God. That's AI. That's an AI laughter.
I didn't know I had that effect on you.
No. I hope I don't go viral. And I can assure you, this is not an audio; it's a video. You can actually see me. It's me talking.
I can do anything. Oh, was that not cited? So, anyway, this is VAR ZAMBIA. As you know, we talk nothing but football sometimes, but here we are yet again. I think for me, Chips, I'm so excited because it's a full squad.
Yeah.
You know that thing where you've got a player, star player, and then there's a bench or captain is injured and then a boy.
Yeah, Teresa, Brazil mwenzi kondo chaira pacha kudara. Teresa mene Denilson. Abu ache kuwaste nyache time chera nyunya.
District ya kama Ronaldinho nayo kama serious.
Ronaldinho is goyamba. No pa bench aba. Africa chepa bench wapo waste nyako che time pacha district ya 3-0 managing the situation. So that time ya kwana pia ya sida. Teresa, captain of the bench.
Welcome back, Teresa. I think you can tell that you were missed.
I missed y'all. It's been a minute since I've been here, and it feels great to be back. The Three Musketeers finally complete.
Yeah.
I'm wondering who's what. Athos? What's this? Athos, Three Musketeers. Athos.
Oh, darling, I don't know their names.
But the dress code, the color. It's like she's mourning.
I just noticed, who, me?
Yeah.
I'm still in national mourning.
Oh, 5-0. This is Nigeria.
Oh, yeah. That one. This will be. I have a feeling this is going to be the longest introduction.
5-0.
I was about to say.
My gosh, Eric is going to kill us. Eric, it's not my fault. Guys, it's a long edition that we have. Of course, our topic for today: build up to the Chan tournament.
Yeah.
We're going to have a special guest coming through, former Chipolopolo midfielder. Fingers crossed, it's going to be a very, very eventful show. And also, we've got international coming our way.
Yes, indeed. We've got international news. The new season is about to kick off, and there's been new players, new signings, yada, yada, yada. Loads of talk, loads of money being spent. So that's something that we'll definitely take a look at.
Yeah, looking forward to that because, you know, some big names making some big moves to some big clubs.
Yeah.
I used big 3 times, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, this show is big. Anyway.
No, you're talking about Arsenal, so you're right. You're right. It's a big club.
Official bridesmaids. This is like a
big club. You can't take that back.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
So that's something that we'll be delving into right here on VAR ZAMBIA, checking out some international sporting news.
Indeed, and I think it's about time that we talked about Arsenal also getting a striker. And I can't wait to talk about that. Chips has put it so it's a big club, the biggest club in the world, the Gunners.
Biggest club in North London.
Shout out to all the Arsenal fans out there. You are definitely.
There's a club in London. There's a club in London that is officially the best football club in world football.
Tottenham.
A club with blue. It won a tournament. Manja in the land of Donald Trump. Officially
busy fighting for the trophy with Donald Trump. Anyway,
moving right along.
Let's take a brief break and then we'll be able to pick it up on the other side. By the way, VAR ZAMBIA is powered by Bet Lion. Engage with Bet Lion and you can never ever go wrong. All right, like I did mention with Bet Lion, you can never ever go wrong. And of course, make sure that you engage with it. We know that we've got brand ambassadors for Bet Lion, the likes of Chanda Nake. The list goes on and on and on. If they're popular and prominent, then you know it is definitely authentic and credible for you to be able to win a little bit of something. Especially for those of you who might be celebrating birthdays or it might be your spouse's birthday. You know how they get. But anyway, that aside, Teresa, we have to dive into the international news.
Yeah, let's start off with Barcelona. Now, one of the star players that we spoke about in recent episodes, Chizungwimwe, is Marcus Rashford. Yeah. Marcus Rashford was on loan previously. And again, Barcelona have signed Marcus Rashford on loan from Manchester United. Now, the 27-year-old has joined on a deal until the end of next season. Yeah. This is, he's definitely a big striker. You know, he has scored 138 goals for the Red Devils. However, he did find himself left out of the team by current manager Ruben Amorim. And as a result, earlier this year, he signed for Aston Villa, where he did exceptionally well, performed absolutely well under management at Aston Villa, making 10 appearances for the Midlands club, and he's now going to be making appearances at Barcelona.
Very true, and I think I'm kind of excited a little bit. I feel like I'm on the fence. I know Chips is going to tell me the exact opposite because we know he's hot with Barcelona.
Yeah,
but Barcelona. I don't know. I don't even know the right pronunciation. But honestly, the Catalan Giants for me could have done better, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a proven goal scorer, but it's the consistency that I worry about.
Okay.
He's like a Garnacho. He's like a Olivier Giroud. He's like Shevchenko when he went to Chelsea, Torres when he went to Chelsea. In the first few seasons, yes, he's going to perform. But what about the long run? Unless you're telling me, Chips, that this particular player has been bought as a backup, because the season is long and Barcelona compete for every single trophy, be it the Copa del Rey, the La Liga, Champions League, of course. So I know that I don't think he's been brought in to necessarily fight for the position, but as a backup that could be able to perform when need be.
Absolutely. I think he's been brought in as a backup, precisely because of the fact, look at his age, he's 27, massive experience. This is a guy who's played the World Cup before, has played Champions League before, has played the Euros before. So he comes with massive experience. But if you look at the Barcelona setup, it's literally has got a defined starting 11 with Rafinha on the other wing, Lamine Yamal on the other wing, and Lewandowski. But as you said, the season is long. But another thing that a lot of people are not looking at is the fact that this guy comes to Barcelona when Barcelona is fighting a lot of battles off the field of play. Financially, it's not in the best state at the moment. So when you get a player with that sort of experience for free, because he's coming for free, he's unknown. We haven't forked out any, transfer fee, to get him, to come to Barcelona. So I think it's a win-win situation because it's a toxic environment. Everybody knows him and the coach at Old Trafford don't get along. So for the sake of the player, instead of staying there and rotting there, moves to a club potentially where he's going to have a little bit of game time, and obviously Barcelona don't have to pay for a transfer fee. I think it's a win-win situation.
I'm just concerned about the fact that where he's coming from at Man U, Amorim did say that his work rate was a bit of a challenge. Do you foresee that that might also be the case?
Sometimes when a player is at a club and he knows that the coach doesn't like him, players don't put in 100%. But if you know that you're playing for that coach, and for Barcelona now, the coach that has come in clearly has just won La Liga, actually has just won the domestic treble in Spain. So clearly he's settled, and the coach is the one who's made the decision. Imasianako ngati ndine coach nifuna iwe Mark, and then waboya ni pisha pakati pa season, then wanaita Teresa azakamba no Mark Salim game plan yanga, but clearly this is a guy who's there to stay. He's got a long-term contract, Hansi Flick, and he's made it clear that he wanted Rashford. But also we must put it on record that Rashford is not the first choice that Barcelona wanted in that position. They wanted Nico Williams, who's currently on the books of Athletic Bilbao, but obviously the price tag was too huge, and that's why they went for, in inverted commas, a cheaper alternative. But also what I feel is the fact that in 12 months' time, there's a World Cup coming. Rashford has got serious ambitions about being part and parcel of the England side that will compete at the World Cup in the United States of America. If he stays at Old Trafford, he doesn't get game time. There are a lot of players who are playing in those wide positions like Cole Palmer, like Bukayo Saka, and many others. You understand? If he's not playing regularly in a team that is playing in the Champions League, he can kiss his chances goodbye of competing for England at that World Cup. So it's a win-win situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on to another really huge story. This one has been a long time coming. I think one of the most popular headlines has been Arsenal is close, so close.
Here we go.
That's music to my ears.
Here we go.
To signing a deal with a new striker. So close yet so far. That's what it felt like over the last few days. And finally, we have we've kind of sort of finalized things. I'm talking about, if you don't know, I'm talking about Victor Gyökeres. Now, Victor Gyökeres is expected in London on Friday, Milo. after Arsenal agreed a £63.8 million deal with Sporting for the striker. Now, the Gunners will pay the Portuguese club a £55.1 million guaranteed fee plus £8.7 million in add-ons. So he's expected in London on Friday. I watched a couple of videos. He was in Singapore. You know, people are excited, you know, about this new signing, and he's expected to join the club after his transfer from Sporting and get acquainted with everybody else at Arsenal.
I think for me, this is a momentous time, especially for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it as, I don't know if it's going to be equivalent, only time will tell.
Okay.
The way it was with Erling Haaland when he was at Borussia Dortmund, and when they bought him, everyone was asking, will he be able to perform? But you also have to put everything into context. The German league compared to where Gyökeres has been able to play. He's played in the championship, he's played for Sporting. Of course, in the championship, he struggled, and people are asking to say, when he was in the championship, why is it that nobody noticed him?
Yeah.
Okay, and then why is it that when he went to Sporting, his numbers just skyrocketed from nowhere?
Yeah.
So those are questions that people are also able to ask, but he has to come and hit the ground running. Because for me, if he doesn't perform in the first few games, by the way, the first game is at Old Trafford, which is also a very, very daunting task. I know Manchester United has been going through a rough patch, but big teams tend to perform when they play big games.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think for me, it's going to be a very, very big litmus test, but he has to perform from the onset. But to be honest with you, another aspect people are also not looking at is the fact that he's going to be able to play alongside other new players, the likes of Madueke. I know Zubimendi behind him. So his performance is going to be gauged. If he was the only striker that was, only player that was bought in that particular time, so much pressure was going to be already on him.
Yeah.
But I feel the pressure is so much on the likes of Arteta. But at the same time, you also have to understand Arsenal. There were not many strikers that were on the market, so to say, world-class strikers, the likes of Mbappe, the likes of Lewandowski. For you to be able to buy players like that, you cannot afford to buy and even strengthen on midfield, left wing. So he is the best at the moment in terms of those who are on the market.
Okay.
But will he be able to hit the ground running? That's the question.
All right. Spoken with so much passion as an Arsenal supporter. Let's hear an anti-Arsenal supporter real quick before we wrap up our international news.
For me, I think it's a good signing. I know he didn't perform, you know, to the expected standards when he played for Coventry in the championship. But I think those experiences of having played before in the English, you know, kind of football setup will stand him in good stead. Sometimes you've got players who have done well, you know, in other countries, but don't have that experience of having played before in English football. So I think for me, it's an opportunity for him to right those wrongs in inverted commas. So yeah, it's a good signing, but you know, Sporting, because that 55 million is the only money that they're going to get. That 8.7 million in add-ons means that they have to win, for instance, a trophy if they win the Premier League. Those are the add-ons that we all know they're not going to win the Premier League.
Moving right along from the hater.
The hater. Thank you.
In our last and final international news story, we talk about Bryan Mbeumo. Now, Bryan Mbeumo's protracted transfer from Brentford to Manchester United was finally completed on Monday, 7 weeks after the Old Trafford outfit made the initial offer.
Yeah.
Now, United submitted their first bid for Mbeumo worth an overall £55 million at the start of June. They failed with a second bid of £62.5 million at the end of that month before reaching an agreement with the third offer, beg your pardon. Now, Mbeumo scored 70 goals and registered 51 assists in 242 games for Brentford since joining in 2019 from France. He netted 20 goals and registered 7 assists in the Premier League last season for Brentford. Let's talk about the person being Bryan Mbeumo and this protracted transfer from Brentford to Manchester United real quick.
For me, I think it's a transfer that has been needed. And if you look at, you know, the transfer activity for Manchester United, they've also brought in Matheus Cunha, and a winger stroke, you know, striker. They've brought in Mbeumo, as you've already put it, an attacking-minded player. Last season, the top scorer in the English Premiership for you know, Manchester United was their captain Bruno Fernandes with 8 goals. As you can rightly see already, you know, this guy has already shown that he scored 20 goals in the same league that, you know, Bruno Fernandes was playing in. So he's going to bring that attacking threat that, you know, I think United didn't have, you know, in the previous season, because players like Hoyland didn't come to the party only scoring 6 goals. Xerxes, I think, scored something like 4 goals. You know, that's not good enough for a team like Manchester United. You need a talisman who can guarantee you at least scoring 15, 20 goals every single season to, you know, provide that platform, you know, to ensure that, you know, when they come to Old Trafford, they bring back that fear factor, you know, and they win games. Because ultimately, I think, you know, losing away from home, a lot of people don't get concerned if you're Manchester United in its current state. But when you start losing at home 6, 7, 8 matches, it becomes a serious concern for Manchester United.
And I love what you've said, and even before we can even wrap up, Teresa, I think the key word that you've mentioned is fear factor.
Yeah.
Manchester United have lost that.
Yeah.
It's not the Man U that was there in the time of Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
no longer Old Trafford,
you
it's
even
Cold
know
Trafford.
Old Trafford, theatre of dreams, theatre of nightmares.
Exactly.
So you even knew to say, come rain, come sunshine, at that particular stadium, we are going to get at least the best, maybe a point.
Yeah.
And if you get into 90 minutes and you're leading, you even know we've gotten into frigid time. Psychologically, the players are defeated.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I'm wondering if it's the right move also for them as well. But at the same time, who's on the market? Who else are they going to buy?
Yeah.
Those are the questions that we should be asking.
I think their priority is somebody who can hit the ground running in the Premier League. And this guy...
And it's proven.
Yeah, Mbeumo has proven it. But I think there's a little bit of a question mark. He has proven it at a club that really doesn't have a lot of pressure.
But think about it.
I mean,
behind him is going to have Fernandes.
I'm saying Brentford, if they finish number 10, it's a successful season for them. He's coming into a club, Manchester United, if they finish number 10, it's not a successful season. Yeah. So there's always that lingering doubt. And as you've rightly put it, there are no players in the so-called bigger clubs who can deal with that pressure with a proven track record that are there on the market at the moment.
Lastly, I want to find out from you, Chips, what's at least the threshold in terms of goals for him to have at least a successful season? What would be the target?
For me, I think doubling the tally of the top scorer from last season at Manchester United. So if he hits 15, I think it will be a good start in his first season at Manchester United. There's a huge pressure when you play for a club like Manchester United. But also what I like about it is look at his age, 25. He's still in his prime, still got a lot of room to improve, because at 25, these days with a lot of good nutrition, you know, a lot of, you know, technology that is going on in terms of recovery between matches, you know, for players, a player can easily play up to the age of, you know, 35 at the highest level. And that's very, very important. It's important that Manchester United buy players who are young enough, but also mature enough, and have that window where they can improve, you know, in their career.
All right. Yeah. And with that said, that mouthful said, we've come to the end of our international news. Do stay with us.
From the international news, it's now time to come back to what is transpiring on the local scene. The 2nd of August is a big day in as far as the CHAN tournament is concerned. Remember that the CHAN is a competition, basically an African Cup of Nations, for players plying their trade in their domestic league or locally. And of course, no other than William Njobvu, a man who has represented Zambia at the 2009 CHAN tournament alongside some of the greats in as far as Zambian football is concerned, the likes of Edison, who were part and parcel of that particular team, scoring a hat-trick quite memorably in that, you know, tournament. But also the likes of Kennedy Mdenda, who plied his trade for, you know, Power Dynamos at that particular time, part and parcel of that particular squad. William, welcome to VAR ZAMBIA.
Thank you very much, Isaac.
Fantastic. I know that before we talk in depth about, you know, the build-up to the CHAN tournament, let's talk about what you're doing currently. Recently, you were engaged by, you know, Aguila Stars, and you're part and parcel of their technical bench as assistant coach. How are you settling into that, you know, new job?
Yeah, so far so good. So far so good. I think Aguila is a young club, ambitious club.
Yeah.
And it's a very good challenge for me and Coach Brian.
Okay. Your philosophy. I mean, people would want to know what your philosophy is as a coach and how you think that philosophy can help, you know, Aguila Stars moving forward in this upcoming season.
Yeah, I think I'll not talk, excuse my voice.
Yeah.
I've had a cold for the past 3 days. So I think I won't talk much on the philosophy, because those are really detailed
technicalities.
Yes,
yeah.
very detailed. So we are going to go, we can explain the whole day.
Yeah.
But I would say what Aguila wants to do as a club is exactly what me and my head coach possess. So I think it's a very good marriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about what convinced you, you know, to take up this particular job. I mean, you're coming from Atletico. You did so well, you know, with Coach Brand, you know, bringing Atletico for the first time into the Super League. Of course, it didn't go according to your plan, got relegated. But surely that experience, I'm sure a lot of other clubs, you know, wanted your services. Why particularly were you convinced by this project at Aguila Stars?
Yeah, I think usually the most important thing when you pick in a job is, of course, you see, you check what they are doing, what the club is all about, what they want to do, what you know, their whole objective is, and their whole plan is. I think Aguila, we are very close to something that me and my head coach were looking for.
Okay.
We were looking for a right way that you use a project,
Yeah.
a team that wants to achieve something, a team that is really ambitious. We are coming from a team that was like a developmental club.
Yeah.
It is a developmental club,
Yeah.
which makes the objectives different.
Okay.
And you know, looking at where we're coming from, we thought that we needed a new challenge, and the challenge was going to be, you know, to be more competitive, to go into a more competitive level. And Aguila, they're a club that wants to be in Super League, a club that wants to win the APSA, the club that wants to, you know, even, you know, a young club that wants to grow as big as the biggest clubs in Zambia,
Okay.
you know, to even go into Champions League, half Champions League, and this competition. So we felt that this is the right challenge for us.
Okay.
William, I love the fact that Chips, even from one particular point, he had even mentioned that you've had an illustrious career. You've been able to even find yourself in 3 Afcons. That for me, even just finding yourself in one, it's a dream come true. Okay, but let's talk about your career. But first and foremost, let's talk about who inspired you. I know that you've been able to play for a number of clubs that are prominent, but I want to find out, even from the onset, when you were upcoming, at that particular point, who did you look up to and say, I want to become a professional footballer because of this particular individual, and what position did he have?
Yeah, so before I even started looking at other people, my father, I never watched him. Even my brother, I never watched them, the two of them.
Yeah.
But word around was that very good. Like my brother was one of the most talented footballers at this school, at Lusaka Boys. One of his closest friend, the one that is very close to me, Xavier, used to told me stories about my brother. He was supposed to play football. This one was supposed to play football. My father as well. So the fact that the both of them, my father and my brother and my late father did not play. So for me, this was an inspiration. I said, okay, I need to, since I also love football and I'm here, you know, I said I need to make their dream come true. Are you also
amongst those players who say when they're going on the pitch, they would maybe on their shin pad they'll have a picture for you? Do you ever have those kind of things?
No, not really. I'm a little bit old-fashioned. So everything for me, everything was in the heart and in the mind. I'm built like that. No, even as a coach, even when I was a football player, everything was in the heart and the mind.
Nothing like a good luck charm.
I did not. Of course, I had a ritual that I need to play. I played music a lot. I wanted to be in my own space before games, but nothing really special. I did not do the once it's there.
Oh, the cross.
With all due respect to
with it,
yeah,
because I'm coming from this background, it was easy for people to say, "Oh, he's a Catholic, so he can do that."
When you say you were playing music and you wanted to be in your own space, Was it secular music, or was it, you know, gospel music, or a specific artist?
I play music based on what I'm feeling. So if I need motivation, I'll play like my favorite kind of music.
What's the most strange thing that you've seen a player prior to the game that they do for them to get into the zone?
No, so usually when it's before the game, I'm focused on myself. So I did not have time to try and
look at others.
Because if I was going to be, then I was going to be
losing focus.
Messed up,
yeah.
you know. So I was always focused on myself. So I didn't have
let's also talk about the academy at Chipolopolo Academy, where you also came up even from the ranks. Tell us about your time at that particular academy.
Yeah, so Chipolopolo, yeah, I think with Isaac, me and him are coming from the same background of Chipolopolo Academy. Chipolopolo is, for me, individually is my foundation. And I would say it was the right foundation.
What did you pick up there? At least one or two aspects.
So for me, it's, I would say it's everything. It's everything about football, because I learned almost, it's like, I would say, I'm not going to say everything, but I would say every piece that you need at the beginning of your career, I got from Chipolopolo. So it was easy from when I moved from one place, from Chipolopolo to the other place, to the other place, to the other place. It was easy because the foundation was already laid, and for me it was just to try and now add on the, you know, like on the building, to build on. I was always just building on that.
Okay, Chipolopolo, the vision carrier was, you know, Nenani Banda, the son to the late former Republican President Rupia Banda, when his soul rest in peace. Ironically, I learned that you guys share the same birthday. What sort of an impact and influence did Nenani have on your career?
So Nenani, yeah, and by then I know. I was very little, I was very young.
Yeah.
But Nenani was, from onset, he, you know, he looked at me, and I remember he called me and Henry Banda, you know, to like some private meeting, that these things never used to happen to young players at Chipolopolo, because Nenani was Nenani, you know. You can't really approach him. He was a guy that when he comes to talk to the team, he was really, you know, you could see his passion. His passion about the game. You could see how much he really wanted each and every individual to succeed as a football player. So he called me and Henry, you know, to some private meeting and said, you guys, I see you have huge potential. I feel you can play football. You can go far with your football. And we are going to do everything possible to help you guys reach your potential. And, you know, since that time for me, I feel it was like the beginning of something. You know, your director, the one that, you know, the proprietor, the one that owns the club, if they speak to you, and he spoke to us in a way that you could see his belief in who we were. So for me, from there, Nenani himself laid a very strong foundation. I saw that he believes in me, and from there, it was, you know, the rest is history. We all know that. Okay. Yeah.
Tell me about the transition. Obviously, playing for an academy and now going to a professional setup, your first professional club, Lusaka Dynamos. What were some of the differences that you noticed playing for an academy side and now going, you know, professional, playing, you know, for Lusaka Dynamos at the highest division in this country?
So, for me, and I think for many other players that played for Chipolopolo, and I also played for Edu Sport, for your information. So for me, Chipolopolo and Edu Sport, Chipolopolo mainly because they gave a lot of us opportunities to go play tournaments in Europe. So at an early age, we already got the exposure, you know, to play. We played in Denmark, Dana Cup, Sweden Gotha Cup, and the first participation, you know, me and the other guys, like Clifford Mlenga, you know, Dominic Kiobe was 2002.
Yeah.
So you can imagine 2002, 2003, 4, 5, 6. The last one I think I played for Edu Sport.
Yeah.
So coming from this kind of background and going to play in the Zambian Super League, the highest level of football in Zambia, for me it was not really a very, like, there was no big gap.
Yeah.
The gap was too small. Why? Because I already felt like, you know, we've moved it, you know, because of going to playing in Europe, in the those youth tournaments. Lusaka Dynamos was just like, okay, now I need to cement my position in Zambian football. And obviously I get a chance to be in the senior team, senior national team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the senior national team, at this particular moment between 2002 and 2007, before you embark on your journey playing professional football with Lusaka Dynamos, you've got an opportunity to play for the junior national teams. And one of the standout moments for me has to be the 2007 FIFA Under-20 World Cup.
Yeah.
Tell me about your memories about that particular tournament, in particular scoring against Spain.
Yeah, so as a young Zambian footballer, we all dream to represent our country. And I feel like I was one of the fortunate ones that, you know, I was picked by then coach George Rwandamina to be part of this squad. And he believed in me from onset. Yeah. And I'm thankful for that, because I joined the team that was already there. It was not like a team that was formulating an under-20 squad. No, yeah. The squad was already there. The likes of Fayotembo, Sebastian Mwansa was our captain then. The squad was already there, and the coach believed in me and gave me the position, and to represent Zambia at at the World Cup, Africa Cup first, and then World Cup. Yeah. For me was like, okay, gave me like open up an eye opener to say that, okay, you can really play football at that level. You know, the World Cup was was a place where, you know, you saw, by then, of course, we did not really know them, but I think one of the players that we really knew was Piqué, because he played for Manchester Youth.
United, yeah.
By then he was at Manchester. And they called him and played for Spain, and we played in that game, scored in that game. Yeah. So really there, like a real dream was born. Like I used to dream that I can play professional football. Yeah. And the impact that I got from just participating at the World Cup was, okay, I think I can I can play in Europe. Yeah. Because I'm competing against these Europeans and the South Americans. And I feel like I can also compete in Europe.
Of course, we didn't know that they're going to become big stars, but in that group at the World Cup, you also had Uruguay, and in their ranks.
We had so many players that eventually, eventually they became big stars.
Like Suarez, yes, yeah.
Alexis Sanchez.
Yeah. In Chile, Suarez, yes, I remember,
yes, Luis Suarez.
Uruguay.
Yeah. Cavani was captain for Uruguay. Yeah. Juan Mata for Spain. Yeah. Jesus Neves, was not even playing for Spain. Was a substitute player. Many players, I think, that participated in that Under-20 World Cup that became big stars.
He's trying to obviously get into the conversation, but before he does, just give us an idea of some of the players that were in that Under-20 squad, because some of them went on to have big careers in their own rights from a Zambian perspective, winning the Africa Cup of Nations in 2012. So for the sake of our viewers, just remind us some of the players that you played alongside in that Under-20 side.
Yeah, the most notable names is Stopila Nsunzu. We all know because he scored the winning goal at the 2012 Africa Cup. Yeah. Roger Kola was one. I think he's had a very good career. Fayotembo.
Mbuzi Zagwa.
He remains and will always be the most skillful player I have played with alongside in Zambian football. I know with respect to many other talented footballers like Rainford Calaba. But Fautembo was amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing player. Amazing player.
I know that Mayuka was part of that team as well.
Emmanuel Mayuka, very notable name. We all know the guy that sent Zambia to the finals of 2012 Africa Cup, that Ghana goal, memorable. Sebastian Mwansa, he had a very good career with Green Buffaloes. He was our captain. He led us very well. So respect to him. Who else?
So many household names. Clifford Mulenga.
Clifford Mulenga.
You're bound to forget someone.
How do I even forget Clifford Mulenga?
The master.
How? You know?
Yeah.
Clifford Mulenga, one of the most talented left-footed. I would refer to him as an educated left-footer.
Educated left-footer.
Because
I love the description.
Yes, because of the background and also with respect to his personality, he knows, is close to me, and is one of the most smartest footballers that I've played with.
Before we can even touch on the Afcon a little bit, I'm very interested when you say you were able to meet, to at least be in a tournament with the likes of Jesus Navas, who are going to be amongst the best. And I think they changed the game and the trajectory of the game, if you ask me. Luis Suarez, Cavani, players that have gone to, I respect players that perform in one particular league, but there are those who have performed across Europe as well. But tell us about how that was in terms of an experience. We hear that in terms of styles of play, you meet the likes of Spain, they play totally different. You meet the likes of the South Americans, we hear that their physique is something else. Even at that particular level, could you still feel the difference, and even the way you were also approaching the games in terms of preparation? Could you also be able to say, okay, based on this particular team we're going to be able to play, we'll definitely feel it, so we have to prepare in this particular manner?
So before the tournament, I think we all knew the teams that were going to be playing, especially in the group stages. In the group stages, we had Spain, Jordan, and Uruguay. So we already knew. But I think if I may go back, I think we did a thorough preparation. Our preparations were very good. We spent about a month in Holland, just preparing for the tournament. And also I respect to the technical bench. These guys, for me, they made sure that we are ready for whatever style. We did not prepare specifically for one style because we knew that we were in the tournament, and if we progress, we'll face this. But the main focus was always on what we can do. The focus was on our strength, how we going to approach games based on what we had, based on the quality that we had, based on the caliber of players that we had. And physically, mentally, technically, I think we were well prepared. So even when we played the likes of Spain, we played the likes of Uruguay, we played the likes of Nigeria, and all these are different kind. They're like Nigeria,
different types of play.
Nigeria are African, but they are play different from how Zambia played. Spain, we all know, they played a different ball game. Uruguay, we all know, with most of the players that played in Italy by then. We all know how they played, but I think we were prepared. The team was prepared in a way that it was going to face any kind of opponent.
Let's talk a little bit more about you graduating now to the senior national team. I know that your first Africa Cup of Nations in 2008, not a very fond memory. The first time you step onto the field, we were playing against Cameroon. You're up against Captain Rigobert Song, and you lose 5-1. But also, just tell me about your recollection about that particular tournament. It was a difficult tournament for Zambia, ultimately.
Yeah, it was a difficult tournament for Zambia.
But a learning curve for you personally.
When you're a young player, I don't think you worry so much about what everyone is thinking, about what the people are thinking. You don't worry so much about whether we're having a bad tournament or a good tournament. As a young player, you're happy you're in this squad. You're happy, you're happy that you're learning from, you know, the senior players, the ones that we had by then.
Yeah.
Joseph Musonda, that was our senior player for the many years to come.
Elijah Turner.
Yes.
Yeah. So
we had a lot of
Billy
senior
Mwanza.
players. Billy Mwanza, Clive Achilensa, Isaac Chansa.
Yeah.
You know, so as a young player, my worry was, am I picking out stuff? Am I picking out things? Am I learning? Am I catching things? What is the Africa Cup? How is the approach? How are the senior players taking this? And then when you get a chance to play in the game, like the game for Cameroon, for me, I was not even looking at Aito. I was not looking at Ligobet Song or Alexandra Song, the one that then was playing for Arsenal. Yeah. I was not looking at that. For me, it was, I have a chance.
Is one of your biggest regrets getting injured just before the 2012 Africa Cup of Nations? I say this because you were part and parcel of the squads that went to the 2008 Africa Cup, 2010 in Angola, and 2013 in South Africa. You sadly missed out on 2012 because of an injury. How does that make you feel now looking back at your career?
I would say everything happens for a reason. Okay. Sometimes we don't know the reason, sometimes we know the reasons. I don't know at that particular time why I missed it, only God knows. It's obvious because prior to that, I think we had a friendly game in Nigeria. Yeah. We played Nigeria in Kaduna State. Yeah. And after the game, as we reached the airport we left Nigeria, then we were in England, Heathrow. Okay. So there we're separating. Me, I'm going to my base in Israel. Yeah. So coach called me, every night called me, he said, William, I feel you are now ready to play in my team. So see you in December for camp. Okay. And the friendly was in November, I think, early November. See you in December for camp, for the 2012 camp. Yeah. Okay. So from there, I said, okay, if the coach feels I'm ready, because he was preparing me from Chan from the time that we played Chan. So, you know, and then 2010, you know, it gave me an opportunity. It gave me the last game of the group stage and the quarterfinals. Yeah. And I played the quarterfinals because rainfall had I think I accumulated yellow cards, or I don't know. Okay. So I played I started in the quarterfinals. Yeah. So fast forward, after that, you know, we come into the preparations of the 2012, and after this friendly, coach tells me, you are ready to play in my team now. Yeah. So meaning that he meant that I'm ready to start, to be starter for Zambia. And my biggest regret is that I did not get the chance to be the main player for Hervenad. Okay. Even when he assured me that, he told me that I'm going to be the main player. We're going to talk it's because I got injured. It's not because he did not want me to play. Yeah. It's because I got injured. Yeah. So
we're going to talk about Chan because that's our main focus.
Maybe before we move on, Chips, I just want to find out. I want to find out, how do you recover from that? Because from a fan's perspective, we were excited. I still remember that particular day, Chips. I was supposed to go to school. I did not go to school. Let's just be clear. But in my mind, I was thinking, I've got such a difficult mathematics teacher. When I go to school, to be hell. Lo and behold, I found him at the ground where we were celebrating, and we were next to each other. And so I looked at him, he looked at me. We both had a mutual understanding that I think it's okay that we both missed class that day. So to be honest with you, from the fans' perspective, it was all joy. But from an individual who knows that you should have been on the pitch, you would have been on the pitch if it wasn't for the injury. It was not your doing, neither was it the doing of the coach, but circumstances. How do you recover from that particular moment? What did you do? Because for me, I can imagine how difficult that is, even traumatizing as well.
No, I was, it's obvious. I was devastated when I was told that I'm supposed to undergo a surgery just a few weeks before I joined the team. I was really sad about it. You know, I received a lot of messages here and there just to give me strength. So,
which people stood with you at that particular time?
No, I think everyone in the, because the team that won the cup was, we were together like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So I was always part of the team, whether out or in. I was always part of the team.
When you talk about patriotic Zambians, this is where I think we need to give, you know, William his flowers now. Because I remember you did something that I think a lot of people cannot do. Buy your own ticket from Israel when you saw that Zambia won, qualified to the Africa Cup of Nations final against Ivory Coast. Your own money. Bambili ma footballer wangakambe chat Chaniwa was nearly part of the team. And then on top of that, you send Ramazanga.
Me, I was even flowing with the team. So from the start of the tournament, I was always constantly in contact with the Chani, with Mayuka, with Clifford. You know, the ones that I could really talk to on a daily basis. I used to, you know, do some Skype with them, have a chat. Let's go, guys. You know, I'm just there. So I didn't really feel the separation. I felt like. I felt like one of the players that maybe was on the bench, but did not even play the game. I always had that feeling.
You were there with them.
Yeah, I always had that feeling.
That's what is called team spirit.
Until until when the team. So I remember we called Emmanuel. I said, Emmanuel, if you guys make it to the finals, I'm coming to watch. I'm coming.
You told him before the final?
No, not before the final. Before we qualified for the final. Before the semi-final game, I said, if you beat Ghana, go to the finals, I'm going to come. So it's only Mano and Dichani that knew that I'm going to travel to Gabon.
Did you manage to get on the pitch during the celebration?
Absolutely, I saw it. The pictures are there to prove it.
Listen what happened. So
touching the trophy, Munduan.
Yes, not touching me. I was part of the stadium. I was. So you see, so like Isaac said. So there's always a reward for a sacrifice. So mine was not even. It was not in my mind. So I even have to clear up a little. There are a lot of talks. No, because he Wapisha Clifford, that's why Faz has called William to join the team. No, that was not the case.
Because the regulations don't even allow.
No, of course. The players were already registered. And if one player gets injured, is out of the team, or one player is out of the tournament, is not CAF's problem. That is your problem.
It's the same thing that happened with Mapepa. We didn't replace Mapepa, but Mapepa left the Afcon just recently.
So there were many stories behind. No, so William now is part of the team because they chased Clifford out of the They chased Clifford. So it was not the case. Me, I went there at my own expense. My own expense. In Ramazanga, because I was always part of the team. I never thought one moment, I was not part of the team.
How did you block away all of those sentiments? Because when you're a soccer player, there's so much negative energy that people come.
No, because I have the truth. The truth is so powerful. No matter how many lies, if I carry the truth, nothing will affect me. Because they're saying that, they're saying that. But the truth
you need that mental strength.
Yeah, because I'm brought up. Me, I nobody look
machine.
These streets, not today, but these streets were really tough. Every day there was a death. Someone was killed in Mkomboni. So I'm coming from a background where you eat lunch, supper. I don't know if you know that one. where there's only one meal for the day, but you need to balance it up. You cannot eat it. You cannot have this meal
Once.
at 19 hours or 12 hours. You need to have this meal between those.
But somewhere.
This is where I'm coming from.
Wow.
So
Wow. Tough distance.
I'm built in a way. I'm built in a way that you cannot break me.
Let's talk about the
nothing can
CHAN.
break me.
Rewind a little bit from 2012 to 2009. Zambia qualifies for the CHAN for the first time. You're part and parcel of that tournament. Tell us about your memories and how that tournament had a direct impact in terms of your career.
Yeah, so I sent the team to CHAN,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
So
Oh yes,
for
yes, I
your
remember.
information, yes.
I remember.
I sent the team to
Yeah,
CHAN
by scoring
because
that goal, yeah.
because Zambia against Angola in Chirirabombwe, Zambia game 0-0. Manombola penalty, Love
Yeah.
scores a penalty, is 1-0 for Angola, meaning that we're going to go for penalties. Penalties are a lottery. And down the line, Sakuaha cross, heady. I scored a headed goal. I think it's the first and the last. I never scored a headed goal before. I sent Zambia to CHAN.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it was the first edition.
Yeah, it was the first edition.
So it
yeah.
was a first for everyone.
Yes,
So
exactly.
it's obvious all of us is new. And our first game, we are playing the host nation,
Yeah.
Ivory Coast, in their newly built stadium.
Yeah.
President of the country is there, and built up to the game. 10 o'clock, we are doing briefing at a hotel that is not so far from the stadium.
Yeah.
And people are passing 10 hours. People are going to the stadium, making noise, a lot of noise. And we are doing a briefing for the game at 15.
Yeah.
You can imagine the tension.
Yeah.
So we come to this game, big game for all of us.
Yeah.
Renard was a very big. He knew how to psych. He knew how to psych players.
Yeah.
Guys, we are here. All of you have got an opportunity to be in the men's squad. It's up to you. Buying yourself tickets for the men's squad.
Yeah.
So your performance at CHAN is the one that takes you in the
yeah.
main team.
Yeah.
And CHAN, we all know, is a tournament for local players.
Yeah.
True.
So there we are, Zambia 3-0, Zambia 3, Ivory Coast 0. And you can imagine the performance. Everyone was on top of his performance. The motivation, I don't know where the motivation came from, but
I remember that game quite clearly. It's the game that Given scored a hat-trick in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
and Sekouma was born.
Yeah.
that day.
Singloma was born. Yes. Yes. Let's talk about, the provisional squad. It's been released for this edition of the CHAN. Based on what you've seen now as a coach, this past 2024-2025 season, I know there's always debate about who should be in the squad, who shouldn't be in the squad. If you were given the powers to be the CHAN coach going into this particular tournament, is there anybody who you feel you would include in that particular squad, or somebody you would omit, from that list that has been released?
So if we are going to look back, at least I had a chance to, because our Atletico was in the Super League. So
Yeah.
As a coach, I had a chance to play against most of these players. I think many players that needs to be in the national team are in the national team.
Okay. So
For me, usually, we can never talk about one player or two players. If you have 80% of players that I think they had a good season last season and they're in the squad, so the only thing that is supposed to be done is we need to look at just do good preparation, and I feel these players can deliver.
William, for me, I think the last aspect that I want to find out from you is there's a notion with the fans out there, especially in Zambia. I don't know why, but even across Africa, I've been to Malawi, been to Tanzania, Congo. There's this notion that most of the players, when they tend to meet the European players, they always want the jersey. Is it true?
Even the European wants the jersey from someone. Even the South Americans want the jersey.
But
from
where to an
someone.
extent where they can even want to get it per halftime.
Even in Europe, they get jerseys at halftime. So for me, this I don't see a problem in that. The jerseys are souvenirs.
But the fans make it.
These things.
The fans make it look like
It's because,
you lose concentration when you get
people
there.
don't understand how much these jerseys, how much when you play against someone that you feel maybe you're looking up to, or maybe you think is a big name in African football, in world football. You get a jersey from them. I don't see a problem in that. It only if that section of fans think this is a problem. I feel we are just creating problems that are not there. Because for me, it will never be a problem for a football player.
As long as you keep it professional on the pitch.
Yes, that is another part of the story. If they get in a jersey because they're intimidated by the person they're getting a jersey from, then again that is a problem. And for me, I don't think a national team player that gets intimidated, or they're in the game against one big player and they're saying, that one is a big player, the top player, then they don't even deserve to be in the national team.
They're not fit.
This player is not fit. Just there and then, this player is not fit. Because even me, at any given moment, I played the biggest names in African football. I got motivated to show the world, or Africa, or Zambia, that I'm good. I'm as good. I'm better or as good as the one.
So it was a chance to prove yourself.
Finish. So if I have a chance to prove myself, I cannot get intimidated. So the notion of a section of fans, I'm sure it's just a section of fans, that getting jerseys. For me, we see every day in football matches, halftime, Messi going this side, one player getting a jersey from Messi. And on the pitch, there was a fight. Yeah. So this is not a problem.
It's just part of the game.
Exactly. It is part of the game. You need, any of the soccer fans who need something, some souvenir, whatever they are doing, wherever they go, they will need a souvenir from that place that they will go and keep and say, I was there, I have this. You understand? So this should and is never a problem for any football player.
Let's return to the CHAN. Zambia is in the same group with Morocco, the co-host Kenya, Angola, and of course the DRC. What do we need to do, in your opinion, to ensure that we progress from this particular group to the knockout stages?
At this point, I feel talent has never been a problem in Zambia.
Yeah.
At this point, what we need is players are ready to fight. Yeah. For me, all we need is just to go there and put up a fight. Okay. Players that are going to saying, I want to change the face of Zambian football, to take it from the state it is, like to take it from what is this place where almost someone is dying?
From the ICU.
Yeah, we need to take it from the ICU. You say, I want to give life to Zambian football.
Resurrect
you understand? So if these players, if all these players that are called up to represent Zambia at the CHAN, if we have 90% of them saying, I want to take Zambia out of this place and bring back those days where people are watching football with interest, people are watching football with joy, then we have a chance. Forget about it. It's not the talent. We've never had a problem of talent in Zambia. Okay. We need players to stand up, raise up, give their all, play with character, fight for each other, fight for Mother Zambia, and I feel we have a chance. We have a chance.
Maybe just two more questions on the CHAN topic before we come to an end. Firstly, the Football Association of Zambia has decided to make changes to the technical bench with just about maybe 2 weeks before the tournament kicks off on the 2nd of August. Is that a wise decision to make a change to the technical bench so close to kickoff of a tournament?
So me, I'm just a coach.
Yeah.
I'm not an administrator.
Okay.
So usually it's difficult to answer a question on an administrative point of view. So if I'm going to, if I'm going to answer, I'm going to go in that department, then I'm losing my track.
Absolutely, I agree.
So I'm losing my track. So for me, again, as a coach, I'm going to talk as a coach, and what the message that needs to go to the players. Usually at national team, sometimes you meet 5 days and then you play a very crucial game. 5 days. 5 days, meaning that the most important thing at the national team, let it be a technical or players. The most important thing is the players.
Yeah.
Because even if you have Jose Mourinho, you have I don't know, if the players are not really, they will get confused. They're not really. So if as long as the players, the point that I made before, as long as the players are ready to fight, as long as the players want to win it for the country, I don't think that can be the problem, because 5 days, so many times we've come for 5 days and play a crucial game and win for the country. So it's just a matter of players being ready to listen to the instruction that will be given, and whatever it is that the coaches are going to, the tactical coaches are going to give the team.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. As we wrap up, this interview, I have to ask this question. From a coach's perspective, do you think that this CHAN squad has had adequate preparations? Because I say this, the only round of qualifiers that they had to play was supposed to be against Mozambique. That didn't happen because there was some political and civil unrest in Mozambique. So we went through to the CHAN without actually kicking a ball. This CHAN squad was assembled for the COSAFA. We failed to get out of the group in June this particular year. So a lot of people, a lot of fans are not particularly confident about, their chances, considering where we're coming from, the fact that we went through a bye, if you like, against Mozambique, and we performed so poorly at the COSAFA. Do you think we need more preparatory games, or do you think the preparations that have been lined up so far is enough to ensure that Zambia does well at this CHAN tournament?
Yeah, so I don't know the preparatory plan that has already put maybe games that are there, but one thing is for sure, I know that on the ground I've seen, because where we train is the same place where the national team train.
Okay.
I've seen that they're going through some very good preparations.
Okay.
And I think the team is already there. You can see players have been tried here and there, because of course you can see we are in the building. We've never really had a good home-based squad for a long time.
Yeah.
You can be my witness.
Yeah.
And you can see until now we're still trying to find a team that can bring competition to the main team.
Yeah.
And hopefully this CHAN team, after the CHAN, can bring real competition to the main team. I think it's something that happened when we came from a CHAN squad. I think 8 of us were drafted in the main team. Yeah. And the coach said, I brought these players not to be second choice, I brought them to compete and play. So I'm hoping that these players will see this CHAN as an opportunity to break their way into the main team and command the permanent positions there. Okay. But I feel preparations are going on well so far. Okay. But I'm hoping that they can play at least 2 games, just to see the chemistry between players. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much, William Njobvu.
Thank you, Isaac.
2009 bronze medalist at the CHAN.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a great pleasure. And I know that there's so much to come. There's so much to come, and I think we're so grateful for the honest conversation, taking us through your career, and also up until the time that you went and even represented the national flag, the greatest honor any soccer player could ever have, not just in Zambia, but across the continent and the world as well. We'll take a brief break, and then we'll be able to even get to hear from Teresa and Chips, even as we give our concluding remarks. Wow, it's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster from the international news, talking about even the drama to do with Manchester United, Gyökeres for the Gunners. Fingers crossed, who knows, they might be able to even get Eze if time does allow. I know that Chips, I'm sorry Chips, but this transfer window, Arsenal 10 out of 10.
It's been a fire squad.
It's been a fire squad.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's so much more that's gonna be hard. But hey, apart from that, we also did even have, of course, former Chipolopolo midfield as well to come and even dissect the build up to the Chan tournament. And it was a very, very fruitful engagement, Teresa.
Definitely fruitful. It's always amazing. Never an uneventful show, never a dull moment right here on VAR Zambia.
Indeed. Chips, your concluding remarks?
Yeah, it's caught my attention. The fact that, he's had a career that has spanned 3 Africa Cup of Nations, but also played in, tournaments alongside some of the greats in terms of world football. I mean, this is a guy who scored against Spain at the 2007 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in a team that included, Gerard Piqué and Juan Mata. They've gone on to do amazing things in, their careers, playing for big clubs like United, playing for big clubs like Chelsea, and also, playing against, Suarez and Edison Cavani in the group that, comprised of Zambia, Jordan, Uruguay, and of course, Spain. So yeah, an illustrious career that he has had, and obviously given us his expertise, because he's played in the Chan, tournament before. The best showing coming in 2009, the inaugural tournament, and he was part and parcel of that particular tournament. So expertise in terms of, his exploits, both playing locally and internationally, but also giving us insights from a perspective of a coach.
That said, we just want to wish the Chipolopolo boys nothing but the very best, even as they take part even in the Chan tournament. I know it's going to be a tough group. I don't know what's up with us in Morocco, but hey, fingers crossed. This time round, we might just be able to cross the line and get exactly where you want to be. This has been VAR Zambia. Thank you so much for watching.